Hey you guys, it's that time. Pick a story wherein one of these decks or all of the decks could be a message or a story for you. So what I like to do is hold each deck up to the camera for you to see if you can, if it's resonating with you. So starting with deck number one, could your story or message be here in deck number one? Try not to overthink it, just kind of go with it. Could your story or message be here in deck number two? Is your story or message here in deck number two? All right. Or could your story or message be here in deck number three? Could your story or message be here? All right, so I hope you made your selection. We'll go ahead and begin with deck number one. We have the Two of Cups, the Ten of Wands, the King of Cups, the Knight. We have the Eight of Pentacles, the Five of Cups. Central issue, we have the Three of Wands, the Ace of Swords, and the Ace of Wands. Okay. All right, so central issue here is that I feel like there's some sort of anticipation. It's possible that you reached out to someone or someone reached out to you, whether it is romantic or some sort of job opportunity. It looks like someone kind of put something out there, maybe even twice, as to get someone's attention or to check in with something. This also could be maybe you put in an application or you had two different interviews, and it looks like now there is anticipation to see what the response will be. This also looks like a situation where you're being asked to keep your options open or to have an open mind. And then I also feel like someone's been at a distance and they've been watching you or waiting to hear from you. Now, this person could be at a literal distance or is someone that's just giving you your space. So I feel this response is a positive response. Like if it's a love situation, I feel like the feeling is mutual. So I feel like both parties are connecting. I feel like there's chemistry. I feel like you're connecting with someone who you have things in common with. If this is career-wise, I feel that you are going to get a call back from your soulmate job, the job that is in alignment with your life at this time. So yeah, it's like something is in alignment with you. And that's what you're going to get. Whatever is in alignment with your path. There is a sense of obligation to move forward in this situation, whether it's romantic or career. I just feel like this is a sense of obligation. It's like even though the desire is there, like if you're attracted to someone and you had two choices, out of those two people, one of them, I feel like you're going to say, you know what, I feel more drawn to this person for whatever reason. I think I'm going to move forward with them. So I feel like your intuition, or you are being led to follow your heart. This is dealing with your heart and your passion, I feel. I think you also tried to make some sort of logical decision. It also looks like maybe you have had some sort of clarity about your situation. Yeah. And I also feel like someone made a point, someone made a strong point, or there was some sort of boundary set with yourself. And because you set some sort of boundaries with yourself, or you gave your own self some sort of ultimatum, that is what kind of brings in this choice that is resonating with you. Now, just as a brief example, this is making me think of when I relocated out here to Arizona. And I was having a very hard time finding employment. Like, a lot of things went wrong off the bat. Like, I lost my social security card. Come to find out, the name that was on my social security card was never officially a legal name change. And, you know, just, it was a lot of things that got in the way. And I was living in a hotel with my son, and it's like after a month, you know how much money that is? Like, I was running out of funds that I had to find a place to live, the security deposit, cushion money, like it was dwindling away. And I gave myself an ultimatum. I said, you know what? I'm gonna stop worrying about it, because I was like super stressed. I said, this is the plan, and it is what it is. I said, if I'm not gonna get a call back for a job, if I can't land a job within the next week, I'm going back to my mom. I said, I'm just taking the money, the remaining money that I have. It's enough to get back on the road, and go back home and stay with my mom and save up. And so I told my mom, and of course she was excited. She wanted me to be out on my own, but of course she was excited about the possibility of me having to come back home. And so we made the plans. We were like, okay, that's it. You know, okay, within a week. It's like the next day or day after that, bam, I got two callbacks for a job. And I started working, you know. So I feel like that is kind of what is happening. Like, you have to give your own self an ultimatum the minute you make up your mind with yourself and what direction you want to go in. Like, that's when things that happen, because it's almost like spirit is waiting for you to make some sort of decision too. If you want to look at it from a spiritual standpoint, this could be spirit or the universe kind of like saying, it's up to you. Like, the ball is in your court. Whatever it is that you want to do, we're here to support. So it looks like you make a decision, and the decision that you make is definitely in alignment with your path. It does look like you are starting up some sort of work, even in whatever state of madness we're in right now. I'm seeing some sort of stability being established, something routine, something stable. I feel like you're going to be very busy. So even if this is about you finding like your own establishing your own business. Maybe you've talked about it and this is the perfect time for you to start on it, or maybe you found some sort of work from home job, or maybe you had to get some sort of job where now you're going to be moving or hauling things. I don't know. But whatever it is, it looks like you're going to be busy, and it's something that you actually care about. I also feel that you are going to be doing a lot of studying or research and just being very focused on the things that are happening in your life. I feel like you're going to become very strategic with your life. And if this is a love situation, this looks like you are making plans. This is a relationship that has the potential to go long term, and I feel like things are being laid in place, or like this foundation is being established. If you are in a long distance relationship, it could be that you guys have decided on how to move forward. So you might have decided to move in with them, or they decided to move in with you. So there could be some sort of leaving behind of someone's home or what is familiar and building up a new life. This also looks like someone has been preparing to say something or preparing to do something. This looks like you are also maybe reading things that you've already written in your journal. Maybe you're adding more things in your journal, but you're definitely studying something. On a mundane level, I feel like if your dream was to start some sort of jewelry making business, I can see that happening. I'm seeing something about designing, incorporating your designs into something, making money off of your passion, making money off of some sort of creative way. I feel like something is selling off the shelves. There's some sort of business that you may start where it's a necessity. Like people also need this. You found a creative way to make money off of it. I also feel like someone is like burning the midnight oil, which is an old saying for working through the night. Just so maybe you work at night, maybe you have to take on a night shift, or maybe whatever it is that you do for a living takes place at night. And I don't care if somebody might got jokes about what it is that you're doing at night. If that's what works, then that's what works. Do what works for you. Now, there is some sort of, I don't know what the sadness is, because I feel like the majority of everything is like building up like positive things. I think what it is that after someone takes a break and looks back and reflects on everything that they've gone through, they just kind of break down and cry. And it's just like, I can't believe that I've made it through this, or that I'm going through this, or that I had to go through all of this. I feel like this is about venting about the things that you've had to do, especially if you are a single parent. It's almost like, not that you are someone that normally would have a pity party, but it does look like maybe you're kind of reflecting and saying, I had to do this on my own. This happened to me and I'm still here, and my kids are, everything's good with my kids. It's like you're having a pity party and also like kind of patting your own self on the back as well. Now, I also feel there's a love situation where if you move into a new relationship, somebody is going to regret it for not taking an opportunity of fighting for you when they had the chance, or telling you how they felt when they had the chance. So someone may regret the fact that you moved on, or the story could go the other way around. So let me look at the Five of Cups a little more. Okay, that's interesting, because I was thinking about how it could be in relation to a job. Either you are busy working. I think what it is that you're busy working, trying to preoccupy yourself from what you're really going through, or you're finding some way to transmute your sadness into your work. Yeah, it's like it's sad times, or it's a hard time, but you're finding a way to make a living off of it by talking about or venting about your life. People might be paying you for your stories, or paying you for your experiences. Like maybe people want to listen to you. Definitely something about creative ways. Now, I'm also seeing that, okay, there might be some sort of disappointment after a relationship begins, or after a job begins. There's some sort of disappointment, like immediately starting to miss the last job that you worked in, or it, you know, maybe missing the coworkers if it's not the job, or after you start a relationship, you start for whatever reason thinking about the person that you were with. Or it's like you and this new love interest are talking about, maybe you're too focused on the past, talking about what happened with an ex, and it's just like, pay attention to that. Even if someone does ask you, so what happened, or why did you break up, like, try your best not to just go too deep with it or to talk about it every chance you get. Like, if they ask you that one time, okay, but try not to keep talking about it or bringing it up. And you know, if you find that it's you, but this could also be them. If it's them, maybe there's just a need to say, hey, like, I understand, let's not focus on that. Let's focus on what we have, or what's beginning with us, or what we're building together. So yeah, I almost feel like something is like complaint department. So you just have to let someone know, like, hey, like, that was the past. Let's not focus on that. This also looks like an opportunity for two people to talk about their regrets. So say, for instance, and here we do have reconciliation coming out. So let's say, for instance, there is some sort of reconciliation, and you and someone are talking about your past regrets. I feel like that's what it could be as well. Like, you're saying, I'm sorry that I didn't get the chance to say this, or I regret the time that this happened. And it's like, maybe they're doing this as well. Maybe you guys are both just kind of opening up and talking about the things that you're sorry about. Yeah, it just kind of looks like maybe there's some sort of mutual venting going on. And this is also some sort of opportunity to address any type of uncomfortable topics. It's kind of like, let's get this out the way right now. Let's just put everything on the table so that we don't have to go back and talk about this anymore. Like, I kind of feel like that type of conversation might happen. Let me look at the Three of Wands. You could be dealing with any sign, but I am getting water coming out. So Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. It's possible it could be a fire or an air sign as well. Okay, so I feel like the Three of Wands, someone is discovering the truth. I also feel like something in regards to, I feel like someone is seeing you get a lot of attention. Someone is standing back. They're like, I'm not going to steal their shine right now. I'm going to wait for the right time and approach. So now in this situation too, it makes me think, say, for instance, there's someone that you have your eye on. You feel like this person's really attractive, but you can see a lot of people flirting with this one particular person. And you're like, you know what? I'm going to wait until they're alone instead of trying to blend in with the crowd. And I'm going to shoot my shot that way on my own terms or something like that. I feel like maybe someone is letting you have space as you shine, or you are giving someone their space. I also feel like something's going on with a coworker or a business partner. I feel like the truth is coming out about one of these situations. I also feel like maybe something's going to be revealed within the next 3 days about how someone feels about you. I feel like someone may be waiting for you to come out. Waiting for something. I feel like someone's waiting on you. And as soon as you come out from wherever you are, or you make an appearance, someone approaches you and because they've been watching and peeking. So in a mundane way, let's just say, for instance, you're on social media and you're normally quiet, and maybe there's someone who you've interacted with before, but they haven't seen you in a few days. It's like this person is waiting for an opportunity to talk to you. They're like, "Ooh, next time I don't care what they post about, I'm just saying something and striking up a conversation." So I feel like someone is anticipating you so that they can start a conversation or get to know you. Even if, let's say, for instance, you're at a party and you're trying to make some sort of business contact. You're like, man, everybody's crowded around them. Let's just say it's Jay-Z. I don't know why I want to use him as an example. Let's say you're at some sort of celebrity party. There's Jay-Z. You have some sort of amazing idea. You know, people are pitching ideas to him, but you don't want to walk up in the middle of that crowd. So the minute you spot him somewhere by himself, even if he is on his phone and it looked like he wants some privacy, you taking that as an opportunity. You're like, okay, here's my chance to shine. And so you kind of weave in and, you know, interact and make conversation that way. So I feel like this is about someone waiting for the perfect opportunity to make an appearance or to make a suggestion or to start a conversation. So yeah, that can especially work in a work situation. Everybody's trying to get the boss's attention or the CEO's attention, but you're like, I know I have one great idea, but I'm gonna wait for everybody to stop talking and asking their questions. Let me also just briefly look at the Ten of Wands. If you're getting ready to enter a relationship or whatever relationship you just started, I feel like it's going to take a lot of hard work and it's not going to be easy. So just be realistic about that. But it doesn't seem impossible, and it does look like both people are willing to put in the effort. I saw a strange new neighborhood, so I don't know if you guys are having to move in or if people are moving in with you. Something seems strange about the neighborhood. Okay, so I also feel like, okay, this is clarified by Earth energy, so Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. But I was saying that something looks like a heavy burden. Like I said, if this is about a relationship, it's not going to be easy. If this is a job, it's not going to be easy. It's a lot of hard work involved. I also feel like if this is about physical attraction, someone is having a hard time from restraining themselves. Like at some point, if someone is holding back their feelings, I feel like something's going to break. Something's got to give. Like they're like, I can't hold back my feelings any longer. And I feel like someone is going to express what they've been thinking or feeling about the other person, whether it's you or a love interest. Yeah, somebody has something to say. I'm getting single parent vibes again. And someone has been waiting for the right moment for something. Someone has been carrying something for the past maybe 10 months, 10 weeks, or since October. Or even since Capricorn season. Someone's been carrying some sort of pressure, and I feel like it's going to get relieved by the end of the month. For some of you, it could be sooner than that, but I feel like maybe things are going to be more out in the open, like more things, all the secrets are going to be out by the end of the month. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to deck number 2. We have the Hanged Man, Death, Five of Swords, Six of Swords, the Chariot. We have central issue, Seven of Pentacles, Two of Swords, and the Hermit. Some of you, it looks as if you've been in hermit mode. You are preparing for things. I feel like you may be coming off as on the defense or very guarded. It's like your senses are heightened too, because I feel that you are able to sense when you're in danger. And it's like the minute you kind of detect that you're in danger, you're prepared to kill. Or maybe run, but I feel like you're prepared to attack. You have also been storing up on ammunition, but this looks more so like spiritual ammunition to deal with things that are getting ready to unfold within your life. So it looks like you've already been doing a lot of research. I feel like you've already unlocked a lot of portals within yourself. I feel like you've also been collecting things on your path. So maybe collecting knowledge. I'm just looking at these keys. They seem pretty significant, like spiritually. Now, yeah, on a mundane level, this could be something like someone is a literal maintenance man or woman, or someone who does have to carry a lot of keys depending on what it is that you do for a living. Being some sort of key holder or responsible for people's knowledge. It seems like, it maybe seems like nothing has been happening at the moment, but I feel like things are getting ready to manifest. It's just been at a very slow pace. This has been a time to think. There's definitely some sort of waiting period, or it maybe seems like things have been on hold or things have been in suspense. It's like, what do we do next? You also might be taking an assessment of your life and your savings, especially with the things that are happening now. Maybe you're, having to cut back on the things that you don't necessarily need at this time. You're like sticking with necessities, figuring out what you can do without for the time being. And then, like I said, just kind of like looking at your bank account and trying to see how long can you stretch your savings. So it does look like you've been in preparation. Now, especially those of you going through some sort of metamorphosis, spiritual metamorphosis, it looks like that's been going on too. Definitely been kind of in between states of consciousness, in between being awoke and just living a regular life. It's like, how do I find a balance between this? So you might be on a fence about what you need to do next spiritually. Something has been stagnant relationship wise. Things may have been stagnant. Seems like you've been nurturing something that isn't growing anymore. Yeah, I'm getting something like growth has been stunted in a relationship or your spiritual path. And so it's time for some sort of change. Yeah. So the Grim Reaper is coming to cut you down from this state of suspense. And with that, it means having to fully surrender or commit to some sort of new beliefs, or letting go, fully letting go of some sort of old beliefs. So I don't know what those beliefs were. Maybe they were spiritual, religious beliefs. Maybe it was beliefs in a relationship or the life that you were supposed to have. Whatever is going on, you are now seeing things from a completely different perspective. And I feel like you're going to have to be reborn. In love matters, it just looks so stagnant. It just really looks like, where's the love here? It's like nothing has been happening. You're in a dead-end relationship or feel like there's no more growth. I feel like this is someone who is bored to death. It's like, just everything that is, it just looks like you're ready for things to come to an end. I also feel like maybe something ends without warning. Like you were not prepared for something to come to an end. It's like you only heard the alarms after it was right up in your ear. So that can pertain to like any type of crisis or anything going on in your life right now that deals with your career, finances, and I just feel like you weren't prepared for something. And of course, with what's going on now, it makes sense. This happened. Many people weren't prepared. Now, some people do have like a little whole market in their basement, or they got a nice big pantry that's been waiting for this moment, but some people were not prepared for this, and it does seem like it comes out of nowhere. Now, what I also see on a positive note is that whatever this silence was, this stillness, I feel like that's going to come to an end. And there's going to be movement. Yeah. It's like you're having to listen to your spirit guides. You're like, okay, I guess I have to go this way, or this is the direction that spirit wants me to go in. And I feel like you're trusting your spirit guides instead of fighting with what has been happening, or you're realizing that it's been up to you all along. And the minute you kind of stop fighting something, or the minute you have a moment of surrender, or realize that you need to make some sort of sacrifice in order for there to be a breakthrough, that's just what's happening. And then there's going to be movement. So even though you might not fully understand where you're being led to, you're just kind of going with it. I feel like you're praying as you are making some sort of changes. Some of you, this looks like a literal change of residence. Like you're having to travel. It's like you're praying as you're traveling. For some of you, it might just be a short distance trip. And for others of you, it might be long distance. So say for instance, because of what is happening, you're like, you know what? I have to move back in with my parents, or I have to relocate, or I have to do this, that, and the other. And I feel like that is what you're just kind of doing. You're like, well, I don't really want to, but let me trust that this is the best decision and just go with it. If this was about a dead-end relationship, maybe you've been trying to hold on to it. Maybe you've been trying to save it. I think you're going to find whatever it is that you were patiently waiting on was not worth it. You're going to feel like something just was taking too long. Something could have been taking too long to change. Maybe you've been hoping that someone approached you. Maybe you've been patiently waiting for someone to be honest with you. It just looks like something comes to an end now. It's withered and it faded away. There's no more life in it. So if you were holding on to a dead end situation, this is you being relieved of it. And just kind of headed in a new direction. Some of you might have to move west. Some of you might have to move east. I'm seeing something about the east and the west, like separate directions. Maybe you're pulled in two separate directions. At the end of the day, it looks like you are doing what works for you. You're doing what is best for you. And I'm looking at this lotus flower. To me, it makes me feel like you've been awakened, that your crown chakra finally blossomed or something. And you have the courage and the clarity to make the decisions that you're needing to make. So again, I was saying something about, I feel like you can't go wrong when you look out for you. Because if you look out for you, whatever is for you will follow. It will be in alignment with you. It's not like you're trying to be selfish, but I just kind of feel like you need to be with someone who's going to be on the same page as you, or you need to be around this type of people that are going to be on the same page as you. It's like you had to toss out some sort of dead weight. Yeah, you had to toss out dead weight in your life. And now, because of that, everything is light as a feather. I feel like you're taking off. It makes me think of a sailboat. I've never been on a sailboat. Well, yes, I have, but I'm actually thinking about a movie. It was a comedy movie where they were in a sailboat race, and at the end of the race, it was like they were catching up with everybody. Then they just started slowing down, and so they realized last minute that they forgot to remove some food or some stuff that was in the lower part of the boat, and they were like, I thought you cleared that out. Go get that stuff out right now. And the minute they start dumping out all that unnecessary stuff in from the lower section of the boat caught up with speed, and they ended up winning and surpassing their enemies or whatever. And so this looks like that is what is happening. You are definitely clearing any type of dead weight or dead situation, dead way of thinking. It was weighing you down here. So let me look at let me look at the Hanged Man. Could be dealing with any sign, but we do have Virgo, Cancer, and Scorpio out. I don't know if this part is relevant for anyone, but I feel like someone was executed in a previous life, or someone feels like they were a witch in a previous life and got hung, and they're trying to come back and finish where they left off. So the Hanged Man is definitely about this energy that was stale, stagnant, not going anywhere, stubborn. So you could have been dealing with an earth sign. It was about some sort of fixed energy. It also looks like maybe your finances could have been in suspense. Or maybe you had to hold on. It's like, I don't want to spend any money until I know what's happening. Romantically, this looks like a situation where someone was holding back or hiding their feelings. And maybe they had been communicating telepathically. But at some point you were like, enough of that, or I'm done with that. And maybe you're cutting that energy off for good. And clearing your space, setting boundaries, not allowing people to affect you. You know, like every time you feel like you're moving on from someone, and then you get a synchronicity, and then you get back stuck hoping. I think what's happening now is that you're not letting those synchronicities stop you anymore, or any type of metaphysical situation. You're just kind of blowing it off like, I don't care about those metaphysical messages. I don't care that I had a dream about this person. Like maybe you're having some sort of reality check and realizing that something needs to materialize. Like everything can't just be spiritual. And so I feel like you're kind of letting a part of you go, or letting that situation die out because it wasn't working. It does look like someone was holding on to feelings for another person, but not really doing anything about it. Just a lot of spying and snooping. And it's like, this isn't working. That isn't getting them anywhere. It isn't getting you anywhere if you have been doing that. So, yeah, I feel like that's just coming to an end. I also feel like people may decide to, decide to close out or deactivate certain social media pages. But it also could be someone coming out of hiding. Like maybe someone had deactivated their page and now it's been silent. You hadn't heard from someone, and then all of a sudden there's an indication that they're back online. Let me look at death. I also see somebody realizing that someone was wearing a mask. And that's funny, now I have the Hanged Man clarifying death. To me, it looks like what's happening, is that you're realizing that something is a dead end, but it also looks like what I said earlier, whatever was holding you back is coming to an end. Whether it was beliefs or the way something was being carried out, it's like, okay, no more of that. That didn't work. Yeah, so it could have been Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. Also could have been an air sign, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. Or these are one of your signs. I feel like for the most part, this is realizing that maybe you don't have feelings for someone anymore, or they don't have feelings for you. Because someone just overall got tired of waiting. Let me look at the Chariot. Some of you guys really may be moving, or you start working in some sort of job that requires you to travel or deliver things. Some of you are definitely escaping any type of codependent situation, or you're escaping some sort of toxic situation, or you're also breaking any type of bad habits. It's like enough is enough. I feel like you're putting your foot down with the situation. And it also looks like you guys are acting in a way that is fearless. You're no longer afraid to do something that you were once afraid to do. You're not afraid anymore. Someone has been very manipulative and playing a lot of mind games. And I feel like you guys were just over it. You're just sick of it and you're done. You may have discovered that you love yourself too much. Or maybe you just are realizing your self-worth. Maybe you felt like there could be no winners in a situation like this. So you just said, you know what, I quit. All right, so let's go ahead and look at deck number, what's that? Okay, deck number number 3. We have the 7 of Shields, the Moon, 3 of Cups, King of Swords, 5 of Shields, Central Issues, 6 of Swords, 6 of Wands, and 2 of Shields. All right, so I feel like you guys were previously caught up in some sort of on, off again situation. It just looks like there was a reoccurring pattern and you kept making the same mistake over and over again. Maybe you kept forgiving someone over and over again, or maybe you kept allowing someone to re-enter your life over and over again. But I feel like now you're maybe ready to move on. It looks like there is some sort of surge of confidence here. I feel like you're being courageous, and it looks like you are now focused on moving on or following another path or direction. Like something is inspiring you. Maybe your spirit guides have been trying to get your attention. And now you're finally listening and you're like, let me just do what I should have did before. So I feel like you guys are now making some sort of move. And it kind of looks like after some sort of initial excitement, at some point you're going to feel like you're on autopilot, or like you're not really excited anymore. You're just kind of allowing things to play out. It looks like you're also asking yourself, is something worth it? I feel like there's something that you've been manifesting or trying to manifest for a long time now, and it looks like you've, added all the spiritual ingredients that you felt like you needed to add. I feel like maybe you prayed for assistance from your ancestors. And overall, it just looks like maybe something was taking a long time to happen, so your anxieties got triggered. I feel like there was a missing ingredient, and the missing ingredient looks like feelings or emotions. It's like something can't work if there's no passion or desire in it. So if you are in a relationship just out of strictly practical reasons, maybe it wasn't working because there was no heart in it. If you were working some sort of 9-to-5, at some point, maybe it's just like, I don't have any passion for this anymore. This can't go on anymore. So it looks like the missing ingredient had to do with emotions or passions. Now, it also looks like you may at some point experience some sort of emotional outburst. Like you get triggered, and I feel like maybe something's going on where you just have become very impatient, and you might get emotional about something, about your past. Something awakens a wound, like something you're going to realize that old wounds have not fully healed. I see your past coming back up to haunt you. It could just be dreams, or it just could be just situations where you get triggered. I feel like you're also just needing to confront whatever fears that you're having. And these fears look like they have something to do with opening up or trusting people into your space. Maybe people have taken advantage of you before, or people just did not live up to your expectations. But I feel like it's time for you to face your past. Matter of fact, this is something that you've been prepared for, to deal with a situation that would trigger emotions within you. Can you trust people? Can you open up to people? Now, I also feel that there could be some sort of reconciliation, but not until everyone is willing to put themselves out there. So it's like, if you want to have romance, if you want to be in a love relationship, at some point you have to realize that that requires vulnerability, and maybe that just scares the bejesus out of you. So you're like, I don't know, So I feel like there needs to be a willingness to share. And I see something starting off as a friendship, and it's possible that it could evolve into something more. Now, I don't know, but something does seem like it ends in disappointment. Something maybe seems unrequited. If you're dating people, it might turn out that you're not really into the people that you're dating, and you decide to, not talk to anyone for a while. I feel like something challenges your faith, and at some point you're going to feel like giving up, or you stop believing in something, because it's like you keep getting left out in the cold, or whatever it is, that every time you try to manifest something, it's leading to some sort of disappointment here. Now, there also could be someone who needs help, but they're not asking for it. Someone suffering in silence. If you're an empath, it's very likely that you're tapping into the emotions of someone else. Someone communicates through emotion or through the mind, as opposed to direct. So indirect communication causes a letdown or a loss of some sort. That was me. My OCD got in the way, and I kept seeing the cards sticking out. It was bothering me. Yeah, so I feel like you guys, like, someone maybe wants to talk, or someone wants the other person's attention, but they're not speaking up about it. If this is job related, I feel like maybe someone keeps getting passed up for opportunities, but it's because you're needing to speak out. If you're too afraid to ask for a raise, then you're going to miss out on it. If you're too afraid to leave your job, then it's like missing out on some sort of opportunity. Maybe someone really wants to open up and express how they feel, but by the time they do it, it's too late. Because it looks like someone has made up their mind, or someone had time to think. So it definitely looks like by the time maybe someone decides to open up to you, it's too late. And I don't know if it can be salvaged. I don't know if my feelings are the same for you anymore. So that also could be some sort of conversation that takes place. And that's because fear has gotten in the way. Let me look at the 5 of Shields. I feel like someone feels left out. That can be in any situation. This could even be your children. I don't know if you have been ignoring them, but I feel like someone feels left out, or if someone feels ignored. So I don't know if you were dealing with an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, or even Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius, or Pisces, or Scorpio. I feel like either you feel like an earth sign is ignoring you, or an earth sign, or you've been ignoring an earth sign. It also could be that someone is moving on from an earth sign and moving towards a water sign. And the earth sign sees this, but is too afraid to say anything and just lets the opportunity pass them by. So this can be for anyone. I feel like your silence could cause you to miss out on an opportunity. But at the same time, I'm a believer that whatever is meant for you is for you. So maybe this could be some sort of lesson learned. Maybe you had to lose something so that you'll understand that next time not to do something. So it could be that maybe someone just entered your life to teach you that lesson, or you taught someone that lesson. And like I said, it could be both a romantic situation or job-related situation. I feel like someone is moving on towards a water sign. It can go either way, but that's just how the cards fell out. That's what it looks like. Yeah, someone has finally got the courage to get off of some sort of hamster wheel, or someone got tired of waiting for someone to make a decision, and just took matters into their own hands and just decided, you know what, I just have to let this go. This is where I'm being led. Let me look at the Seven of Shields. Yeah, I was just saying something that's coming off like a lesson. So I feel like you had to learn or understand something. Maybe you had to learn something about patience or impatience. I feel like someone is saying, I tried to warn you, or I tried to tell you. I feel like there was an opportunity, job related. It does look like there was an opportunity for a promotion, but maybe you just took too long to say something. Or maybe when it was offered to you, you felt like it was always going to be there for you, and you realized that that opportunity was not going to always be there for you. I also feel that someone is going to pursue their dreams or desires, but whatever it is may cost you to leave or relocate. So you might be leaving to pursue a job, or to start over in general. Let me look at the moon. So it looks like you guys are, yeah, it's like either you are deciding to reveal your true feelings, and this is something that scares you to death, but you're doing it. or someone is doing this towards you. Maybe someone was very nervous or very much afraid to express their feelings, but they're ready, or they're doing that now. Hopefully, like I said, it still looks like something's too late, because I feel like maybe someone just doesn't feel the same anymore, or two people are no longer on the same page. I also feel the moon is about receiving indirect messages or messages in dreams, like I said earlier. Definitely seems to be a fire sign in the picture too for some of you, Aries, Leo, Sag. I also feel like someone is watching you on social media and watching the things you say. This, of course, is if your page isn't private or if it's not blocked. There's someone in particular that is watching what you say. And I don't really even feel like it's lurking. I feel like it's out there for them to see. So whoever this is, you are already friends with this person, or you follow each other. It's like it's no secret. The only secret is how someone feels. And I feel like there's an opportunity, and someone is questioning, should I take this opportunity to say something? Yeah. Yeah, so that's basically it. That's basically all I'm getting for you guys. So hopefully these messages make sense. Feel free to leave your comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Many blessings to you.